Ladies and gentlemen, there's a myth that strength is about shouting louder or showing no emotion. But real strength, it's about owning your silence, controlling your energy, and never letting them see you sweat. Let me tell you why you need to act like just nothing affects you. Emotional control is the silent strength behind every powerful person. It's not about suppressing your feelings or pretending nothing touches you. It's about knowing how to channel your emotions so they serve you, not sabotage you. In a world that constantly tries to provoke, distract, or derail you, the ability to stay centered is a game changer. Imagine walking into a room where people are whispering, doubting, or challenging you. Most would respond with defensiveness, anger, or insecurity. But if you walk in calm, composed, and unbothered, you shift the energy. You show the world that you are untouchable, not because you feel nothing, but because you've trained yourself not to be reactive. Reactions are impulsive. They come from fear, pride, or past wounds. But responses are thoughtful. They come from clarity, maturity, and confidence. Emotional control gives you the space between stimulus and response. Space to think, breathe, and decide who you want to be in that moment. This skill doesn't mean you won't get angry, hurt, or frustrated. It means you choose not to let those emotions dictate your actions. You can feel deeply and still act wisely. You can cry in private and walk out with your head high. That's power. When people can't read your emotions easily, they lose the ability to manipulate or intimidate you. That's when you truly start to lead your life, your choices, your path, and it's not cold. It's controlled. It's strategic. It's strong. It tells the world, I'm not here to react. I'm here to rise. That's what emotional control looks like. It's armor for the soul and a weapon for success. Staying calm in chaos isn't just admirable. It's magnetic. When everything around you is loud, uncertain, or falling apart, the person who remains composed immediately stands out. Inner calm is not about avoiding problems. It's about facing them with grounded confidence. It's about knowing that your peace doesn't depend on the outside world, but on the strength you've built within. People respect those who don't panic under pressure. It's a rare quality. Most people lose control when challenged. They raise their voice, react emotionally, or try to prove themselves. But when you maintain your calm, you're sending a different message, that you trust yourself and that you have nothing to prove. Calmness is not weakness. In fact, it's a sign of incredible discipline. It shows that you've done the inner work to stay centered, no matter how the storm rages around you. That kind of presence demands attention, not through force, but through energy. You walk into a room and people notice, not because you're shouting, but because you're grounded. You become the person others look to when things go wrong, not because you have all the answers, but because your energy feels like stability. That's the paradox. When you stop trying to earn respect by pushing or performing, and instead lead with calm assurance, people naturally give you the respect you once chased. Your calm becomes a mirror, reflecting other people's chaos back at them, and often making them rise to meet your energy. True respect is earned not through dominance, but through presence, and presence comes from peace. Keep your calm, and the world will eventually adjust to your rhythm. That's the kind of leadership no title can give you, and no one can take away. Criticism and hate are inevitable, especially when you dare to be different, bold, or successful. The moment you start to rise, people will talk. Some will criticize out of envy, others from misunderstanding, and a few simply because tearing others down makes them feel taller. But here's the truth. What they say about you is often more about them than it is about you. What you do with that negativity is where your power lies. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. The strongest people don't ignore criticism. They absorb it, filter it, and use it. They take the hate and turn it into heat. Every insult becomes motivation. Every rejection becomes a redirection. Every you can't becomes watch me. When someone doubts you, prove them wrong through your success, not your anger. Let your results answer their noise. There's something incredibly powerful about achieving in silence and letting your wins do the talking. It's not about revenge, it's about rising so high that the noise no longer reaches you. Even valid criticism can be valuable. It can show you where to grow, refine your work, or sharpen your mindset, but don't let unearned opinions define you. Use them as checkpoints, not stop signs. Every great figure, whether in film, business, or leadership, has faced hate. What set them apart wasn't their immunity to it, but their ability to use it. They turned obstacles into opportunities, critics into accidental motivators. So the next time someone throws shade, smile. They just handed you more fuel. Let it burn quietly behind your ambition. Let it push you harder, make you smarter, and drive you forward. Because the best response to hate is becoming everything they said you couldn't be. Your peace is your most valuable possession. It's the calm at your core, the stillness that helps you think clearly, make wise decisions, and protect your energy. The moment you let someone else's words, moods, or actions dictate how you feel, you hand them control of something that should belong only to you. People will test your boundaries. They will gossip, provoke, disappoint, or even betray. But how you react is entirely up to you. When you let someone ruin your mood or shake your confidence, you give them a power they didn't earn, and likely don't deserve. That's not strength, that's surrender. It's easy to respond emotionally when you feel hurt, attacked, or misunderstood. But taking a breath, stepping back, and choosing peace over reaction is where your power lies. It doesn't mean you accept disrespect or stay silent in the face of injustice. It means you respond from a place of strength, not from a place of chaos. Protecting your peace also means being selective about what and who you allow into your space. Not every argument deserves your voice. Not every invitation deserves your presence. When you learn to walk away from things that threaten your peace, you begin to realize just how much control you actually have. You're not here to please everyone. You're not here to absorb other people's negativity. You're here to live intentionally, lead with grace, and keep your spirit steady, even when the world around you isn't. The more you guard your peace, the more unshakable you become. And the more unshakable you become, the less anyone can control you. Your peace is power. Don't give it away lightly. Not everyone should have access to the calm you've worked so hard to build. There's something incredibly powerful about keeping your plans quiet and letting your achievements make the noise. In a world obsessed with sharing every move, every goal, and every step of progress, choosing to move in silence is not only rare, it's strategic. It gives you the space to work without pressure, to grow without judgment, and to focus without distractions. When you constantly talk about what you're going to do, you risk two things: inviting unnecessary opinions and creating expectations that may not align with your pace. Silence protects your process. It allows you to fail, pivot, and evolve without the fear of outside commentary. You don't owe the world a preview of your progress. Let them see the finished masterpiece. People are naturally drawn to results. They respect what they can see when your success shows up. Whether it's in your work, your mindset, your health, or your growth, it speaks volumes. It says you've been working, building, and pushing even when no one was watching. That's when it hits the hardest, when your results arrive unannounced and undeniable. Silence also keeps you humble. It reminds you that real success doesn't need applause at every step. It's not about proving people wrong out loud. It's about proving yourself right quietly. And when you finally win, it won't be because of what you said, it'll be because of what you did. So protect your dreams, build in the dark, keep the focus on your actions, not your announcements. When the time is right, your results will speak louder than anything you could ever post or say. And those results, they'll speak with clarity, confidence, and power, because they'll come from work that was done without distraction and with full intention. Knowing your worth means understanding that your value doesn't come from someone else's opinion, approval, or applause. It comes from within, from your character, your effort, your growth, and your truth. In a world that constantly tries to measure you by likes, titles, looks, or status, defining your own worth is an act of quiet rebellion and deep self-respect. You don't need to be validated to be valuable. You don't need someone to tell you that you're good enough for it to be true. Chasing validation puts your identity in someone else's hands, and the moment they change their mind or stop applauding, you begin to doubt yourself. That's a dangerous cycle, because it means your confidence is only as stable as their attention. When you define your worth on your own terms, you stop shrinking to fit in or stretching yourself thin to please others. You start making decisions that align with your values, not just with what's popular or expected. You start to walk into rooms like you belong there, not because someone told you so, but because you believe it. This kind of self-worth is steady. It doesn't spike with praise or crash with criticism. It's rooted in self-awareness and self-trust. You know who you are, what you bring to the table, and that you deserve to be at that table, even if no one claps when you sit down. Validation feels good, but it should never be the fuel. Let it be a bonus, not a necessity. Build a foundation so strong that whether they notice or not, whether they approve or not, you keep showing up like you were born to do it. Because you were, and you don't need anyone to confirm it. Your worth is not up for negotiation. Own it, protect it, and live it.